Up and run awa, Holly, up and run awa. The fillabags are coming down to Higgy, your lugs a claw. Young Charlie's face had done a pace, his gait your moo a thraw. Holly blasting sight for bastard, white the worst that e'er he saw. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and up and run awa, up and run awa. Whene'er you saw the bonnets blue, then frae the tar would draw. A wispin needed you be steep, perhaps you needed 12. General Husk, that battle busk, that pride of warriors all. Holly whip and spotty crossed the bar as fast as he could go. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and up and run awa, and run awa. I came with just a word to say, and ye would hear it all. We came to charge with sword and torch and need hand to fall. When we came down about the tune and saw any face at all, we could not believe the truth that he had left us all. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and all, and run awa, and run awa. Nae man bidin believe 'tis in till your brave back he saw. Holly bastard rattle foreign catted neither pluck nor paw. We didn't ken, but ye were men, we'll fight for foreign law. Ye fill your way with bros at hame, it fits you best of all. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and all. The very frown o' hill and loon had got to drop the jaw. Half the face, oh what disgrace, and second southern maw. The very gleam o' hill and flame, it put you in a flaw. Ye back and kiss your daddy's miss, your name but coward saw. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and all. Up and scour a wall, Holly, up and scour a wall. The hill and the dark is at your throat, and that's the hill and law. Eelan Geordie's at your tail, with drum and perth and all. Had ye but stayed with ladies' maid an hour or maybe twa, your bacon bout and bastard snout, ye might have saved them all.
That's the Battlefield Band.
In the distance.
Just still marching off. Battle of Falkirk Muir. From the classic album Stand Easy, released in 1994. You're listening to the Garden Sessions. Hello and welcome to our first show of our second year following the birthday concert. I'm Jack Foster, and joining me as ever are the Calvin and Hobbes of the Scottish folk scene. I'm talking about Chris Silver and Dave the Angles Gimble.
Good evening.
Right. Which one of us is the imaginary tiger?
I don't actually know what this refers
I
to.
think Silver.
So can I just say I have no idea what this refers to? So
one of them's a small boy and one of them's an imaginary tiger.
Right, I'd be the imaginary tiger.
Right.
You can find out more at gardensessions.co.uk or contact the podcast at gardensessions.co.uk. We're available 98.8 in the Edinburgh area, Leith FM, where Leith lives. Dave, what is coming up on the show?
The usual features after the
And you got garlic in the
explosiveness
cake.
of the birthday concert. We've got the usual features
You've
again.
got garlic in the cake.
The official Garden Sessions download chart. We've got Tom's Folk Odyssey episode 2 still at the White
How
Folk Festival.
exciting.
We have
That's very
our
good,
letters
actually.
bag, which is mostly full of birthday cards. And we have a fantastic featured artist with the Bonasties.
And we'll be
It's a
grilling Dave on why there was garlic in the cake.
Wonder
At the birthday
why.
concert.
How that happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. But it was a very good concert. I had a lot of fun.
It's a very good
Very
cake.
good.
It was a good cake.
It was a good cake.
But flawed. In several ways. But good.
It was flawed in one way.
Several ways it was flawed in one way, but one quite crucial was
crucial, yeah.
mixing the savoury
With the sweet.
With the essentially sweet, yes.
No, not the essentially sweet. It was a cake.
You can't get sweeter than a cake, and you can't get more savoury than garlic.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, I've been allowed time to defend myself, and I will defend myself at the appropriate time.
Silver. This is quite an exciting one, is it not?
Next tune. Well, yeah, it's a preview, I believe.
A
sneak preview.
Yes.
Sneak
A
preview.
taste of things to come.
Of
As much
the
as we snuck
Drever,
it out of the
McCusker
very record studio.
and Wimble. That was Drever, McCusker and Wimble. Drever, McCusker and Wimble.
Yes.
3 names.
With Steal What We Can.
When the wind feels like the words are breathing in and out of me, and I'm standing beside you as a shadow where a man should be, I would be glad enough if wherever I might be, people would remember we're woven in this tapestry. When we steal what we can, with the courage to be free, and I've found where I belong, among the poorest company. When the world feels like the world, a useless spinning all round me, a country round my shoulders, its flag raised on a gallows tree, but I won't let it get me down. I know there are people now who bind together what they do and live their lives like I want to. When we steal what we can, I'll take everything I see, and I found where I belong, among the poorest company. When we steal what we can, with the courage to be free, and I found where I belong, among the poorest company.
taste of what's to come from the debut album by Chris Drever, John McCusker and Roddy Wimble, Before the Ruin, which will be available on Navigator Records from September. That's how ahead of the game we are here.
It's a while to
on
wait.
The Garden Sessions. It is a while to wait. Can you hold out till then, Dave?
Just about. With some intense therapy to keep me tiding over, I reckon I'll make it till September.
What's still to come, Dave?
We have the Folky News coming up just now, and then the first download chart of our second year, and first download chart in a while.
Give us an angle hint.
An angle hint. You're
just letting them slip away here.
There is a love that is tried, and people try to stop.
What was that saying? I got tried.
There was a love.
There's love involved, but other people try to stop it happening.
Right.
Is it Romeo and Juliet?
Actually, a very good guess. It's a very Romeo and Juliet kind of a story.
It was a good guess. That's the first time
it's not a folk song though, so it's not really that good.
No, it's not Romeo and Juliet. It's it is that essential story.
Anyway, but and the Bonasses are a featured artist, and we've got letters back as well, which is very exciting. Silver.
It's news. It's folk.
What is it, Silver?
It's the Folky News. And the Folky News brought to you this week, as ever, in association with Paddy Bort's Wee Folk Club.
Well, every Sunday night at the Oak, we've got the Wee Folk Club at 8:30. An intimate venue, 30 seats, acoustic. It's a great night out. We've got fantastic musicians and singers. Every Sunday night, do come along.
And on Sunday the 25th of May at the Wee Folk Club, it's Jed Grimes. He's the founder member of Hedgehog Pie and The Hush. We're assuming those are two separate bands, but
Hedgehog Pie.
Hedgehog Pie, not Hedgehog Pie and The Hush. Hedgehog Pie and The Hush. Pays his second visit to the Wee Folk Club. You can get more info on that at royal-oak-folk.com. Top story. The Garden Sessions celebrated its second birthday last show with a special live concert featuring Martin Boland, Lucy Pringle and Chris Wright, Tantieri, Scott Gardner and Jonathan Kemp and the Paul McKenna Band.
It was good.
They spoke to Edinburgh Folk Club aficionado and folk scene stalwart Eberhard Paddy Bort during the show.
I'm standing over here with the man who commands both the Wee Folk Club in the Royal Oak and the Edinburgh Folk Club right here in the Pleasance Cabaret Bar. Paddy, thanks for being with us this evening. How are we doing so far?
Oh, you're doing fine, but I don't command anything.
Come now.
You do a wee bit. A guiding hand, maybe.
Let me extend the congratulations to the Garden Sessions. I mean, 2 years, an infant, really. You know, the Edinburgh Folk Club is 35 this year.
Yeah.
Oh, well. No, it's just, see you again in about 33 years and see what the Garden Sessions do. No, it's fantastic. It's a great Ceilidh, a great variety of stuff that's going on. Very entertaining. That's great.
Well, there you go. If you want to see how comparing's supposed to be done, it's the Wee Folk Club on a Sunday night and the Edinburgh Folk Club on a Wednesday here in the Pleasance Cabaret Bar. Paddy, thanks very much.
You're doing fine.
The concert was a great success and a fantastic celebration, and once again we'd like to thank everyone who was there.
Yeah, it was pounding.
It was very good.
The Garden Sessions apologises unreservedly following the discovery that our birthday cake may have contained traces of garlic. An extensive investigation has been underway since the event to try to understand how this happened. I'm joined now by the Garden Sessions pastry chef.
This is really not new.
Dave the Angles Gimble. Dave, you were responsible from start to finish for
You were the
cake.
only person in the room
there was
at any point of it being made.
A cross-contamination due to someone else chopping garlic on the wrong chopping board, and I didn't notice in time.
So
and when I did notice, it was too late.
What is the total opposite of cake? I would say garlic.
You reckon?
How could you make that mistake?
Chili, maybe.
The question is, Dave.
No, because you get spicy cakes.
That's true.
The question is, Dave.
Still quite tasty. It was only the very bottom of the cake that was contaminated as well.
I didn't taste any of the garlic stuff. I
tasted
had the
garlic.
top half.
I tasted garlic.
But I imagine it would be an odd combination.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, there you go anyway.
Anyway, the second story. In just 2 days' time, Knockengorrick Farm will be host to a sea of festival goers, organic beers, herbal tea, mud, and some of the finest folk music from every corner of the globe. This year's World Ceilidh is Knockengorrick's 20th festival and 10th anniversary, and will run from Thursday 22nd to Sunday 25th of May. The weekend's lineup includes Capper Ceilidh, Festival Favourite Speedbug Fairies, and Edinburgh Balkanites Orchestra del Sol.
Oh, yeah.
Also, there's comedian Phil Kay, fire shows, walkabout, theatre sessions, dance workshops, and children's activities. There will also be many opportunities for visitors to learn new crafts, with workshops and skills such as stonemasonry Dry stone diking and willow weaving.
You took
You
issue.
you can't learn any of those things in a weekend.
Stonemasonry.
Well, I mean,
That's years.
could-
Dry
weave some
stone
willow.
diking.
You
Willow
could weave
weaving,
some-
yeah, maybe okay, but
No,
only in a
okay.
very basic
We'll
way.
do some willow weaving, but
well,
Dry
sort
stone
of
diking,
starter course.
stonemasonry.
you can make a dry stone die. You
It'd
can
be
learn
like-
a bit about it.
I think they're talking more sort of NC as opposed to HND
HND.
in
An NC in 3
stonemasonry.
days.
Well, I mean, you know,
That's still.
a certificate saying you did well at stonemasonry would probably be what we're talking about. But anyway, it'd be a wonderful festival. And Jack spoke with festival founder Simon Holmes at last year's Hearth Festival in September and asked him about the history behind Knockengorrick.
I used to go to concerts with Liz, my wife, and Celtic Connections concerts, and one day we're sitting in the bar and I'm saying, hey, we could have one of those bands, couldn't we, in the field, have a party and sell a few tickets, and that would pay for the band and everyone would have a party. So we did it. And kind of moved on from there. But I have a feeling that there was deeper forces at play, the forces of history, and the ancestors were calling the hills, the ground, the river, was saying, bring the folks back to Knockengorrick, because once upon a time this was Piccadilly Circus of the ancient world, where more people lived in this glen than we have ever had at our biggest festival. More than 3,000 people would have lived in this glen, and over 1,000 years, that's a lot of folks. And all their spirits are somehow in the hill, their memory are imprinted in the hill, in the water, in the stream. Somehow they spoke to me in some way without me recognizing what they were saying, and I kind of acted out. It sounds a little crazy. I'm not a superstitious man, but I believe that. Yeah, I think it's destiny that made it happen. Yeah, and I want it to go on happening long after I'm gone, and that I hope is destiny as well.
Visitors can buy 3 or 4 day tickets for the World Ceilidh online at knockengorrick.org.uk or from the festival box office on 01644 460 662. And of course, look out for a special coverage of Knockengorrick's World Ceilidh in the next episode.
It's
of the
going to
Garden
be
Sessions.
good.
It shall be good. Now, I believe it's time for a jingle.
The official Garden Sessions download chart. The official Garden Sessions download chart.
This is the official Garden Sessions download chart based on free downloads from gardensessions.co.uk. At 10, it's down 3 for Behold the Field of Megaliths with Weir. At 9,
Still in the chart.
it is indeed. At 9, a
They're always
re-entry
in the
for
charts.
Tantiri with Roving Ploughboy.
Yeah,
At
still
8, it's
Tantiri.
down 2 for Andy Chung in the Wee Room.
And it's down in the wee room, underneath the stair. Everybody's happy, everybody's there, and we're all making merry, each in his chair. Down in the wee room, underneath the stair.
At 7, it's down 4 for The Arrows with Steel Melcher's
The
Son.
Arrows.
At 6, a new entry for Scott Gardner with Breamy's Bonnie
They're
Doctor.
all showing up from the birthday concert.
Indeed they are. At 5, a re-entry for Paul McKenna Band with
Yes.
Take My Hand.
Now make a stand for once and all. Now sacrifice with no remorse. Before I'm through, I'll walk hand in hand with you. Take my hand. Take my hand, take my hand, take my hand.
Dave, take my hand.
Our hand is yours, Paul.
Yes, indeed.
As
At
always.
4, it's up 1 for the man who is currently on the other side of the world, Frank Burkitt with Working Hands. At 3, up 1 for the woman who I wish I could send much further than the other side of the world, Sinead Connolly with Eileen Og. At 2, it's down 1 for Andy Chung and the Penny Falls, which means new number 1. It's fits of hilarity going on here. I don't know what they've
What's the number 1, Dave?
New number 1. New number 1 is up 1, The Arrows with Black is the Colour.
Yes.
Of my true love's hair, her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon she stands. I love my love, as well she knows. I love the ground whereon she goes. I wish the day soon would come when she and I could be as one. For black is the color of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's got the sweetest smile, the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon she stands. I go to the Clyde, I mourn and weep, the satisfied I never can be. I write her a letter, just a few short lines, and suffer death 1,000 times. For black is the color of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's got the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon she stands. My true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's got the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands, and I love the ground whereon she stands.
It's not often you get electric guitar on the garden sessions, but when you get it, it's done properly.
It makes you want to weep.
And the garden sessions doffs its cap to the Arrows as they're going their separate ways for a while. As does everyone at the Royal Oak, of course, and the bar won't be the same without them.
I agree with you on that.
Never a truer word was spoken.
Yeah. Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth, all three of them.
All three, yeah. Still to come on the show, there's obviously Tom's Folk Odyssey from the Wyper Folk Festival. We've got Tune Time, we've got Letters Bag, and our featured artist is the Bo Nasties. What's your angle, Dave?
My angle, as I say, it was
kind of Romeo and Juliet.
Quite a Romeo and Juliet ending. It's The Drowned Lovers, and it's Kate Rusby.
Sits in his stable door on his comb and his coal black steed. He's doubting on fair Margaret's love and his heart begins to bleed. Fetch corn unto me horse and mother and me to my man John, and I'll away to fair Margaret's bower before the supper will be. Of all your cocks and all your roosts, I value not a pin. And I'll away to Fair Margaret's Bower before the night comes in. If you go to Fair Margaret's Bower without believing me, in the deepest part of the Clyde water, then drowned you will be. The good steed that I ride upon cost me thrice £30, and I'll put trust in his suet feet to take me safe and sound. He's ridden a young high hill and down yon Derby den. The rushing in the Clyde water would have feared 500 men. Oh, roaring Clyde, you roar so loud, your streams are wondrous strong. Make me a wreck as I come back, but spare me as I'm gone. Fair Margaret's Bower is told no one the pin. Rise up, me May Margaret, rise up and let me in. Oh, who is this at me bower door calling May Margaret's name? Oh, it's only a first love, little William, this night come to her home. Open the gates this night, oh, open and let me in. For me boots they're full of the Clyde water and I'm frozen to the skin. My barns are full of corn, my stables full of hay, and my bows are full of gentlemen, they won't remove till day. Farewell to you, May Margaret, farewell and adieu. I have been my mother's own curse by coming this night to you. He's ridden high on high hill and down yon Derby den, and the rushing in the Clyde water took Willie's horse from him. Out from her dreary sleep. Come here, me mother dear, read to me my dream. I dream my love was at our gate and no one let him in. Lie there, me May Margaret, lie there and take your rest. Since your love was at our gate, it's but 2 quarters past. Nimbly rose she up to the water's brim, and the louder that this young girl cried, the louder grew the wind. The very first step that she went in, she's up onto her feet. Oh, and as this young girl cried, your waters wondrous deep. The very next step that she went in, she's up onto her knees. Cried she, I would go farther in if I my true love could see. The next step that she went in, she's up onto her chin. In the deepest part of the Clyde water, she found sweet William in, saying, you have had a cruel mother, William, and I have had another, and now we'll sleep in the Clyde water like sister and like brother. Saying you have had a cruel mother, William, and I have had another, and now we'll sleep in the Clyde water like sister and like brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big hand for Kate, as always.
Spontaneous applause just oozing out of the Bothy walls.
Yes, very Shakespearean. Kate Rusby, Drowned Lovers, from her album 10, released in 2003. Dave, what's your angle?
This young chap, Willie, is sitting in the stable and he's combing his horse, and he's decided to go and
combing his horse?
Yeah. getting it nice
Oh,
and
right,
shiny
yeah,
and stuff.
Okay.
And looking
Is he
after
entering
its
it
coat.
into a show or something?
He might be. You never know. He's combing his horse, and he's decided he's going to go and see Margaret, the girl he loves. And he says to his mother, "Look after get the horse ready, give it some corn, and give my serving man some food."
So the horse is prepared. We know that.
Get the horse prepared, my serving man prepared. I'm off to Margaret's bower. I'm going to go and see her. And his mother says, "No, stay here with me. And I'll make you a nice chicken dinner, and it'll be the best chicken we've got.
What?
Don't go to Margaret's, just stay here." And he says, "No, I'm going to Margaret's." She says, well,
Who's saying don't go to Margaret's?
The mother.
The mother
is
is
trying to
the
bribe
guys-
him with a
she's
Sunday
trying to
roast.
bribe-
to
right.
sit in.
he says, "No, I'm going to Margaret's." She says, "Well, if you go to
It's your
Margaret's,
favourite,
I'm going to
you
put
know?
my curse on you. When you get to the Clyde, you'll go through the Clyde and you'll drown. So you can't leave."
Terrible mother.
I
Her
know,
mother.
yeah.
It's a curse.
a bit
Just says,
harsh.
just
That's
because he didn't
awful.
turn up for his usual Sunday roast, he's drowning for it.
Yeah, and he didn't bring a bunch of flowers last week. so,
Anyway,
she's
what
not
happens
happy
next,
anyway.
Dave? What happens
Well,
next? The bad
He
mother.
says, "No,
we've got that.
it's all right because
He
my
can't get
horse is
seized,
strong.
woman.
My horse is good. It's going to be fine. It'll get me through. I'm sure my horse will get me there."
It's well combed.
So he heads off. He's through the Clyde water. He's over the rocky, fields and stuff, and he's going up to Margaret's house. And he's there, and he says, "Look, I'm here. Let me in. Let me in." And then someone comes.
Kind of taken as read.
Well, he's shouting up to the walls, trying
Shouting
to
to
get
the
let
wall.
in.
Oh, is it a castle?
And someone comes to the walls and says, it's not a castle, it's like a big manor house kind of thing.
house, yeah.
And someone comes to and shouts down,
He's just a farmhand.
Who's that?
Social divides.
Yeah. Well, he's coming horse, so he must be.
Of course he must. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it doesn't say he's a farmhand. He's just sitting in the stable door. It might
Okay.
be, he might own the stables.
Fine.
Um,
Right. Oh,
Does
okay.
take pride in his
Does he
horses.
get into the manor house?
Well, the person who's shouting down, which I assume is Margaret's mother because it comes back in later, says, "No, you can't come in. She's in bed. I've got 500 guys sleeping in the barn.
Why?
I've got hay, and there's no room for you. Go
Why
away."
has she got 500
There are
guys?
men. They're like there. I don't know. They're
An army just passing by.
needing fed.
When would you
can't
ever have
come
to
in, you
put up
can't come in.
500 men?
Well,
Unless there's an army
I don't-
passing by.
I don't
Well, but they've got
know.
barracks.
But that's what's happened anyway.
If you've got that many people, you make plans.
That's what happened. And he says, "Well, fine, I'm leaving, but I want you to know that my mother cursed me if I came here tonight. She says I'm going to drown, so just you have that
Trying to
on
make
your
her feel
conscience."
guilty.
So he heads back off, he gets to the Clyde, he goes in, and as
Could
soon
she
as he
send
goes
him
in,
away?
his horse is swept away under him.
So he doesn't even see her.
He doesn't even see her. His horse is swept away under him, he falls in the river and he drowns.
He doesn't even get to the bower.
Nope.
Hold on. So his mother's curse has worked.
It's worked, yeah.
Mothers don't really.
That's not very motherly
Well,
behaviour.
it's not really,
if
no.
you ask me.
But at the very same time
I
as
think
that
I would
happens,
question her.
at the very same time as he's
parenting
drowning,
skills.
Margaret wakes up and goes, "Oh, Mum, come here, quick! I've had a dream that some guy came looking for me, and
yeah.
Was it all
and
a
he
dream?
wasn't let in." And no, the mother comes in and says, "Well, just you lie there. Don't worry about it. He was here. He was, just half an hour ago, and we sent him away." And she goes, "Oh, no, it's terrible. You can't send him away." She goes looking for him, and she heads down. She gets to the water, and she's there, and she steps in. She's up to her knees, and she's crying out, and she can't hear anything because every time she cries, the louder she cries, the louder the wind gets.
I'm mesmerised
So
by
she
Dave's storytelling.
Steps
here.
back, and she's up to her waist, and she can't see her. And she's looking around. It's dark. And she next down, and she's up to her chin. Then she's up under her head, and then in the
Under her
deepest
head.
part of the river, she finds him there, drowned. And
Oh no!
well, basically, she says, "You've had a cruel mother, and so have I, by turning you away and not letting me see you because she didn't like you. So, we'll kind of be together in death, kind of thing."
Oh,
and then
dear.
she drowns herself in the river next to him.
What's the moral? What is the moral?
I think it's one of those, love conquers all kind of things.
No.
love
The mothers
destroys
must.
all.
The mothers feature significant. I mean, if you've got, bad mothering is bad because putting curses on your children just
yes.
for being in love.
Encourage your children because otherwise they'll,
what goes around comes
they'll
around.
drown. I think.
Encourage their children. No.
It's a tricky one, but there's a lot
No.
in there
Okay.
to take
No,
from it.
it's to do, nurture. It's to do with nurture.
It is.
Dave.
Yes.
The more
Dave, is that your angle?
Yeah.
Tune time now, though. I forgot I had to do this pronunciation here.
I've been looking forward to
It's
this.
Gustavo Santoya.
he did Spanish at school.
I
He
think
did do
apparently
Spanish at
a
school,
long
but he
time
didn't
ago.
take any of it in.
Sorry, folks. Lovely stuff for tune time there. I'm not going to try and pronounce it again. I'm sorry.
Go on.
No, it was obviously wrong. And no matter how much I look at it, I can't pronounce it. I'm very sorry. If you want to know what it's called and so on, and all the relevant information will be on the website, gardensessions.co.uk. Just click on the podcast thing on the right-hand side.
Very exciting now.
It is very exciting.
Why?
We're going trans-global.
Tom's Folk Odyssey. He's across the world. It has come. He has pressed record.
1878, there was a year I remember so well. They drove my father to an early grave. Well, they slung my mother in jail. Now I don't know what's right or wrong, but they hung Christ on nails. 6 kids at home and 3 still on the breast. They wouldn't even give her bail. Now we sing, poor Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. They're out on the track, they're out on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. You know I wrote a letter about Stringyback Creek, so they would understand that I might be a bush ranger, but I'm not a murdering man. I didn't want to shoot Kennedy, or that cop put on a gun. He alone, he could have saved his life by throwing down his gun. And we sing, oh Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. You're out on the track, they're out on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high.
So the sun's going down over the opening night of the Waipara Folk Festival, and I'm joined by Russell Gillies, President of the Waipara Folk Festival here. Russell, welcome to the Garden Sessions.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, mate.
Give us a wee bit of an idea, if you could, about how long the festival's been running and how it came about initially in the first place.
This is the 33rd year, consecutive year that's been held. It's been held in different venues around Canterbury, but it's always Canterbury. It was started by a small group of folk artists back in 33 years ago. Phil Garland, one of the forefathers of folk music, was involved heavily in Christchurch then. Charlie Gimble, I can't remember all their names. They started just having a group of friends get together. Easter was a good time to do it, and it sort of it grew from there. And we've had good years, we've had wet years, we've had fine years, and we tend to attract about on average 250 adults and about 100 children. Yeah. We've really gone for focus of being more like a family festival now. So it's a family festival of music, but it's along the folk style, sort of in the broader terms, blues, traditional. We don't tend to go too much towards jazz, but Celtic. Yeah.
I also understand you're a member of the Christchurch Folk Club.
I've sort of pulled out of that a couple of years ago. I'm still a member. They made me an honorary member, which is great. It is an honour for the sort of input I've had over the last few years. There's a membership of about, it must be about 300 people or so. They meet every week, every Sunday night. There's something happening folky music-wise, and they pick up as many overseas touring artists as they can. We had Hans Thiesink, the Dutch blues player, a couple of weeks before that. We've had Andy Irvine. Just this year we've had all 3 of them, Andy Irvine as well. So it's we track what we call over here the names.
Well, thanks very much for joining us on the Garden Sessions, Russell. I'm looking forward to a great festival, and good luck with your concert tonight for the band.
It's been a pleasure, Tom. Thanks, mate. And just tell all your friends and all your listeners to pop over any time. More than welcome.
Thank you.
You know they took Ned Kelly and they hung him in the Melbourne jail. He fought so very bravely, breast and iron mail. No man single-handed can hope to break the bars. It's 1,000 like Ned Kelly to raise your flag as stars. And we sing, oh Ned, you're better off dead. At least you'll get some peace of mind. They're out on the track, they're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang you high. Oh Ned, you're better off. a trek, they're right on your back. Boy, they're gonna hang ya high.
Tom's Folk Odyssey. He's across the world. It has come. He has pressed record.
Well, there you go. That was part 2 of Tom's Folk Odyssey from the Whiteborough Folk Festival
good.
in New Zealand.
We'd pop in if we could.
We would.
And I believe there will be some kind of part 3 in the Whiteborough trilogy next time.
Garden Sessions Letters Bag.
It is time for the letters bag. It's a bumper edition this week, so I think the best way to go is Silver.
Hi guys, just to say how much we enjoyed the birthday concert and how pleased we were to be a part of it. Thanks again. Hooray for the garden sessions. That's from Jane from Tantiri.
Yep.
Tantiri, they were fantastic.
They were very good.
I'll go on here. Hi guys. Again, just wanted to say thanks and well done for the birthday concert, which was thoroughly enjoyable. Everyone seemed to have a great time. Please pass on my congratulations to the rest. Well, I think I've just done it. Rock on, Chris Wright, of the Lucy Pringle and Chris Wright fame.
Yeah, and they were very good as well. The next one is Dear Garden Sessions. I just wish I could be there for the birthday concert, but sadly no. Happy 2nd birthday to you all. Loving the shows more and more each time. Cheers, Ed from Bedfordshire.
Cheers, Ed.
Cheers, Ed. I've got another one here as well.
There's
hey
a lot
guys,
of letters in this bag.
Lovely to hear Tom's news and see the pictures. Happy birthday, guys. Hope you celebrated as wholeheartedly as ever. Well, we always celebrate wholeheartedly.
We wholeheartedly celebrate.
We don't hold back.
Never hold back. And that's from Tasha in Brighton.
Well, I've got one here. Cheers, Tasha. I've got one here. Dear Garden Sessions, many thanks for a wonderful podcast. Guys, if I heard the introduction correctly, it was a 3-hour concert, so I look forward to the possibility of outtakes and other tasty folk morsels from the remaining 2 hours making appearances in future shows. Well, they may do.
Yes,
you may hear
they
bits
may
and bobs.
appear on the Bothy Vaults, possibly as well.
Who can say? I hope this will include the moment when the garlic in the cake was first identified by the lucky first recipient, accompanied by coughing, gagging, and retching. Unfortunately, we didn't catch any of that.
We had to turn all the microphones off when the garlic was discovered.
There was no coughing, gagging, or retching during the cake incident.
There was just the taste of garlic.
I'm glad that Tom got a good round of applause, as he deserves a lot of credit, not only for being a founding father for the show, but for lugging that guitar case around for months while dressed all in black. Get that man a Guinness. And that's from Richard in Qatar.
Next one is hello, and the birthday concert sounded fantastic. Great report. If I'm in Edinburgh, I'll make you another birthday cake, although I'm sure Dave's garlicky one was great as well. And that's from Sophie.
It wasn't so much great as garlicky.
As the top 2 inches were great, but unfortunately the bottom inch was garlic infused sponge.
Something went wrong.
Anyway, I have another letter here from Tom Harland, of course.
Wow.
Hopefully enjoying that Guinness that we are all buying for him. Amazing show, boys. I loved the concert. Who would have thought that the Garden Sessions could have managed such a feat a couple of years ago? Love Tom of Tantira's dramatic poem and Scott Gardner's Paddy impression.
That was enjoyable.
2 moments there.
Same old pish, though.
I fear I may have to put my hand up and own to 1 or 2 of those suspect interviews aired nonetheless that Paul McKenna speaks of. I'll never forget the time when David McNee of the same band offered to dislocate Angus's wrist at Celtic Connections to retrieve. Did you not take him up on the offer, Dave?
No, we managed to get it off without the dislocation of my wrist.
To retrieve the press band. Man, obviously things have changed since then. Despite assurances he can reattach it, Angus did not go for it. Anyway, Jack.
Yes, I've got the last letter here. And this is a little bit more of a criticism, this one. Dear Garden Sessions, no folky news, angle or chart. How can I go on without these staple parts of my folky diet? On the bright side, some wonderful live performances this week. Wish I was there. From malnutritioned listener in the Borders. You couldn't say you're malnutritioned after the last show.
The Garden Sessions is like a slow release carbohydrate. It's
like it could start just like pasta or rice.
Yes. It happens, but once a year. It's time for our featured artist, though, I think, Dave. Is it, Dave?
It is indeed our featured artist. Fantastic.
It really is time for a featured artist. This is the Bo Nasties. I'm joined in the bothy by no strangers to the Garden Sessions, Bobby Nicholson and Eddie Hansen of Rantum Scantum, but they're not here to talk about Rantum Scantum today. Welcome to the Garden Sessions, guys.
Hello there. Hey, man.
We're on to talk about the Bo Nasties, which is kind of like a sister band, if you like, to the Rantum Scantum. Do you want to explain about the project?
Well, the Bo Nasties is the four-piece band that we have. That's just me and Eddie, together with Stephen Rind on drums and Mark Hunter on the bass.
The lineup, though, has changed over the years. Or over what? So, how long has it been going?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
But the lineup has changed over that time.
Yeah, we used to have a bass player called Roy Waterson, but he's now living up in the Highlands, having the rural life. So Mark stepped into the breach about a year ago. And of course you're playing in Edinburgh fairly regularly and have been as Bo Nasties for a while. Whereabout can people see the band?
Well, we're every Sunday we're at Biddy Milligan's.
That's in the Grass Market.
Yeah. And every Thursday.
Fine pub.
Yeah, that's quite a good one. Yeah. Good meals in there as well. Finnegan's Wake Thursday nights. And we're in Dropkick Murphy's every Saturday night from 1 o'clock in the morning till closing at 3.
3 o'clock. That's a late
no rest for the wicked.
Eddie, this is your debut studio album.
Yes, it is.
How do you find that process of recording in the studio as opposed to live recording?
It was, in this case, a little bit strange because the studio in question, Colour Sound, was having substantial renovations at the time. So
I hope there were discounted rates as a result.
Yes, but we won't go into too much detail about that.
Nope, taxman's listening.
The actual recording process was therefore strung out over...
The taxman doesn't listen to this show.
Oh, that's
apparently
cool.
He can't stand folk music. So.
All right, cool.
But the recording process was strung out over a period of 3 or 4 months as a result.
And this album, which is entitled 6674273, seems a strange title to me, but it's a phone number, I believe, and people are encouraged not to phone it.
Absolutely not.
Yes, it's not a real number. It was one I completely made up, so if it bears any relation to a real number.
If it is a real number, it's accidental.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes. We apologise if it is your number out there.
We never gave a sort of area code, so it could be any city,
it could be
really.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Who can say? And of course, this album is on a kind of a wider release as well, because it's not just going to be available at gigs. People are going to be able to buy it on iTunes, I believe.
Yeah, in a few weeks' time, it should be up on iTunes. Yeah,
and also on the Garden Sessions in the coming weeks.
Yeah,
able
definitely.
to purchase it there. We're just about coming to an end with the interview, alas. But maybe you can tell us a bit about the track we're going to hear. This is, I suppose, it's the title track from the album. It's called The Numbers Song.
Yeah.
Bobby, tell us a bit about that.
Oh well, it's that's sort of tongue-in-cheek song, really, about the problems of trying to look for the most compatible partner in your life, and if you happen to find somebody that likes everything that you like, it's not always a good idea. That's a summary of it, I think.
Could be some truth in that. Eddie, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's also probably one of the more major major key signature accessible ones on the album. A lot of them are quite minor key and quite involved rhythmically, different kind of things.
You really sell it, Eddie. You really sell it.
Well, it's a shame we're only going to get to hear the one track, but I'm sure we'll be able to hear something else in the coming shows over the next few weeks. And who knows what it could do in the Garden Sessions chart, because of course you guys have been at number 1 as Rantum Scantum with Hush on more than one occasion, about a year or so ago. So Garden Sessions listeners are already big fans.
Is Hush still in the chart?
Hush is the chart. It's the background tune as well as having made it to number 1. So. Well, thanks very much, Bobby and Eddie. Bo Nasty's new album 6674273 is out now, and this is The Numbers Song. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
6674273. That's a number she's good for me. She's so sincere, she just beer. Oh my, 6674273. Now 4457918. Well, she don't like to stay up very late. She don't like cutting, not to worry. Oh, round number 4457918. 6674273. That's the number she's a girl for me. take a joke and roll a token. Oh, my, 667-427-3. Now, 661-425, she walked to Sunday school. And 59-164 treats me like a fool. When it comes to getting drunk, I'm doing mushy tea. Got 667-427-3. 7649. Well, she just basic took her all the time. She's too cool for sugar and pool. Oh, round number 228-7619. But 667-4273. That's her number, she's good for me. Well, she's the queen of the flat cuisine. Oh, my, 667-4273. 661-425, I worked at Sunday school. And 59-164 treats me like a fool. When it comes to getting drunk, I brew a mushy tea. Got 667-0273, yeah. That's her number, she's a girl for me. She plays guitar, drinks and bars. Oh, my, 667-4273. 667-4273. She's engaged, someone across the street. She's got label, she's on cable. Oh, round number 667-4273. Round number 667-4273. Round number 667-4273.
667-427-03.
No, you've put in an O.
No, there is an O.
There is an O.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
There is an O.
Yeah, there is.
I don't think there is.
There is.
Where's that notepad?
Sure.
Well, if it's based on an Edinburgh telephone number, there'd have to be an O in it.
Is it based on an Edinburgh telephone number?
No, there's no area
three
code.
digits than 4 digits.
There's no area code.
So we don't know.
There's no area code, so we don't know.
Who can tell?
Yeah, who can
Well,
tell?
there you go.
Anyway, next show, we've got Knockengorrick. We're all really rather excited. Preparations have been
Preparations are
underway.
in full swing. We still haven't gotten a hold of a cool bag.
We need a cool bag.
We need a cool. If you know where to get a hold of a cool
The
bag,
Garden Sessions
podcast
cool
at
bag appeal.
gardensessions.co.uk.
The cool bag.
We need it by
Cool
Thursday.
bag. Right, yes, we do, yes.
Podcast.
The banter's been classic, this show. Episode 60
Yeah.
of the Garden Sessions.
And of course, Frank will be back next week, and I'll be back in the
Fading
the
into
background,
relative
fading into,
Garden
I guess,
Sessions obscurity.
Yes.
But he won't, of course, because he'll be taking up a quarter of the show in a Knockengorrick report.
That's true.
Which will be wonderful, I'm
Yep.
sure. On the next show, all the usual features, Dave.
I've got a question about the Knockengorrick report.
Right.
Who's going to be the Jack interview of Knockengorrick World Ceilidh 2008?
What's on next week's show, Dave?
He's not answering.
Next show.
He's not answering. He's not giving any
Next
secrets
show.
about his big interview.
Next show.
Usual features, Dave's Angle, the download chart, the Vokey News, and of course the Knockengorrick report.
Yes,
It will
sounds
be
good.
brilliant.
And Frank will be back, as we say. Till then, though, gardensessions.co.uk is the website. Podcast at gardensessions.co.uk to contact us, and we're also available at 98.8 in the Edinburgh area, Leith FM. Till next time, from myself, Jack Foster, Chris Silver, Dave Thankus, Gimble, take it easy.
Good night.
Cheerio.
Mm.